Can you imagine the Russian beaches during spring break?
Well, like it's like a lot of work because you got to cut the beach out. Like you got to cut the ice to make the beach. Because before it's a skating rink. Welcome to Three Guys, Three Questions, where three friends test the limits of propriety through the questions we ask. Today is the first day of spring break. Woo! This week we're sponsored by Spray-On Tans, Lofty Expectations, and Disappointment. I'm Aaron Ellen Goodwin, and I'm joined, as always, by Andrew Savage. Say hello, Andrew.
Sup, brah?
Sup? I'm also what?
Keep going. Sorry.
Oots, bruh. Is that what you consider it? I don't even know. I'm also joined by Adam Gone Wild Anderson.
Woo!
You done Gone Wild?
Mm-hmm.
Like is like feral?
I can't be tamed. I'm like an animal.
All right. Well, we'll just hunt you down. If you're new to the show, here's how it works. Each host asks the question, then each host gives their answer. Hilarity hopefully ensues, and we move to the next question. Today's episode is all about books.
You're keeping that in, right?
I saw that on the read right before you said it. I was like, is he going to say it?
All right. Well, Andrew has today's first question, so take it away, Andrew.
I will take it. Hey, guys, since it's spring break, what famous person are you going to be partying with from any time period during your spring break?
There's like a lot of ways to go about this. Like you can think like, who's the wildest partier, or who do I think would be the most fun, or who do I think could cause me to have the most fun? And that's kind of like what I went with, is who do I think could really like push me outside my box, because my default spring break is to not want to participate in anything spring break related. I have Hobbit tendencies very strong. I would just like to sit in a hole and eat crumpets. That's me. But I chose Ernest Hemingway because I feel like there's no way, if me and Ernest Hemingway went on spring break, that I wouldn't come back with an assortment of incredible stories to tell. And I feel like maybe I would end up being a character in Ernest Hemingway's novel, or like a short story.
Yeah.
You'd come back from Cabo with like lion pelts. You're like, how did you get those? Like,
how did you get lions in Cabo San Lucas? I don't know, man, but he like made me stare it in the face and breathe in the air that it exhaled. It was intense.
I stared it down until it willingly offered its life up to me.
I just feel like, I mean, he's like the most intense person ever to have existed on the face of the planet. Like, he had all the intensity, but not like it didn't find its way like into the intensity of like Genghis Khan.
Right.
Where like, I don't want to be around Genghis Khan because that's bad news. Like, even if you're friend, you're only temporarily his friends until you become either competition or useless. So that's why I picked Ernest Hemingway. I think we could have some great times.
I feel like if you go to a party with Ernest Hemingway, he's going to look at you and he's going to be like, we're best friends. And you know what that means? It means we're going to conquer the world, but not like Genghis Khan. We're just gonna kill some animals.
I don't know. I even like not killing animals. I feel like he would like give me the courage to just not give a hoot about what people think and just do what I wanted to do.
I feel like Ernest Hemingway would be one of those people who's like good at convincing you to go cave diving. Or not cave diving, but cliff diving?
No, cave diving. I think that would
diving.
be legitimately like cave scuba-ing.
Yeah.
Like I think we'd just be sitting at a restaurant on the shores of San Felipe, Baja, eating some chips and salsa, and the sun would slowly be setting, and he would look to me and he'd say, "Tell me, how close have you been to a shark?" And then like 2 hours later at the nighttime, we're like in a shark cage, like having sharks try to eat us. I just feel like that sort of stuff would happen.
Yeah, I feel like he would be really good at convincing, like getting you to want to do it.
Yeah,
because there are some people who convince you to do dangerous things, and you're like, but I'm still uncomfortable with this, but you're doing it anyway because they're just pressuring you.
That's peer pressure, but this is like peer empowerment.
Yeah. Ernest Hemingway would be like, no, I believe that you can do this. You can ride this shark, Aaron.
It's just the greatest stories. Like, I don't know how, but we become bullfighters.
Yes.
We'd summit a large mountain.
I'd pretend to say I saw that movie.
You'd see that movie, man. It'd be pretty good. It's pretty much The Secret Life of Walter Mitty now that I think about it.
That's just exactly what you just described.
Now I want to watch that. Adam.
My answer is another literary figure, actually.
Hey.
Yeah, that's crazy. I feel like Oscar Wilde would be a great person to go to spring break with.
I mean, look, he's already got the name for it.
I know.
He's wild.
I know.
You guys just wiling out. Going Buck-Wilde. The name of your spring break is Buck-Wilde.
Is Adam's nickname Buck?
Oh, yeah. I mean, look at him. He's a buck.
Oh, man.
He's a buck.
Young buck.
Buck and Wild at it again. But like,
Adam, could you spare Buck Anderson?
But I mean, like, he's all about just like pure enjoyment. He's just like, how are we going to extract every ounce of joy from this moment? And I think that'd be a good person to go to spring break with.
Where would you go on spring break with Oscar Wilde?
Oh, we'd go to Florida, definitely.
Florida. Okay.
Like, I don't know the Florida specifics.
Right.
But like southern Florida to a beach.
Not
right?
like swamp. You don't want to go to this. You're not trying to go to like a protected bird habitat.
Yeah. But also Oscar Wilde, like we wouldn't go to like the beach that everybody goes to.
Uh-huh.
We would go to the beach that nobody knows about except for all of the coolest people.
Like obviously you'd run into me and Ernest Hemingway because we'd be down in the Keys.
Yeah.
We could stop by and see you.
Yeah. No, like that would be one of the like we would probably intersect. I don't think Ernest Hemingway and Oscar Wilde would get along, but me and you we'd have a good time while they fought.
I'm just gonna be like honest. I don't know. I feel like I know some things about Oscar Wilde, but I don't. I'm kind of surprised at your answer because I don't know him that well. So what specifically did Oscar Wilde do that you think
would make him
party. Such a great companion? Yeah.
So I forgot that I have specialized knowledge in these kinds of things. So it was a really funny answer to me, and then you guys didn't laugh, and I started to flounder. But oh gosh, this is gonna get really boring. It's already been really boring. He was a founder of a school of aestheticism, which is just like art for art's sake, basically. So enjoyment for enjoyment's sake. Like this thing, I don't know. He's kind of a hedonist.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you're just gonna do paintings with him or something? Like
no, that's not what hedonism is.
Like do some still lives.
No.
It's pretty wild.
He was a bit of a dandy as well.
Well, I know that.
He was a well-dressed fellow.
I know all about that.
So you and him would have so much in common. You guys would have a lot in common.
Wait, you're saying Adam's a dandy?
What?
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 I don't think so.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Like, I'm pretty sure I'm not a dandy.
Pretty sure he's just wearing plaid shirts.
But I don't know. He was a high roller. Let's just say that.
Okay, he's a high roller. Okay.
Yeah.
So why don't you guys go somewhere like he would? I mean, I feel like someone with the little knowledge I have of Oscar Wilde, Florida isn't right. Like you need to spring.
You want us to go down in the Caribbean?
No, like Monte Carlo.
Ooh.
Yeah. See, that changes everything. Super classy. You guys are just gonna roll around in Lamborghinis, obviously.
Clearly, obviously.
Very ostentatiously dressed.
Yeah. I mean, we will be drinking out of gold chalices.
Right. You're going to have hired flamingos to just follow you around. An entourage menagerie.
This is what Oscar Wilde looks like. This is how he dresses on the regular.
How could you not want to go to spring break with that guy?
It looks like he'd get a little hot.
Yeah.
But
well, I'm assuming for Monte Carlo he would dress a little lighter. I mean, this is his England wear.
Or not, who cares? You gotta remember that when you look at Oscar Wilde, you think like, but you gotta remember like this is mostly the predecessor to Outcast. Like, look at, like, can't you picture Big Boy wearing that?
Yes.
See? Yeah, it makes sense.
I'm just gonna take your word for it.
Okay, well, let me show you another picture because this one is gonna.
I think the funniest parts of all of our episodes are where we show each other pictures.
Oh yeah. I've always thought of him as like the Stephen Fry.
I can see that. Okay, sorry, one more. This is a statue of him.
He looks even more like Stephen Fry in this picture.
Yes. Making for a great podcast. Sorry.
Theater of the mind.
Oscar Buck-Wilde. Okay.
Yeah, Monte Carlo, we would drink all of the most expensive drinks, do all of the most expensive things. And then by the end of the week, we wouldn't remember it, except he would have written it down. So it'd be great.
I'm pretty sure you just like wrote a hip hop song. Drink all the most expensive drinks, do all the most expensive things, and by the end of the week, we wouldn't remember it. Sounds all right. Somebody put that into a song.
Yeah, I mean, every spring break is worth not remembering, right?
I guess. See, I want to come back with some super intense memories, like almost life-scarring memories, like things I'm going to have nightmares about for the future. They'll probably drive me to drink. But to each their own. Andrew, what about you?
So when I came up with this question, I thought for whatever reason, I'm like, oh man, what's the quintessential like party person?
Uh-huh.
And I thought immediately about Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. And they brought back, I think, the person who would be the most fun to party with, and that's Socrates.
So great!
So great!
Not necessarily because he'd be awesome to party with, but I feel like he would just have such insight of the things that he saw around him. Like we'd go to Cancun or something, and he would just have all these, like, drop these knowledge bombs about philosophy, about that he'd never thought would ever happen.
Yeah, I don't know. It could be kind of a downer.
Oh no!
If you think about
I'm
it.
not there to party. I'm there to learn.
You just got to make sure to take him strictly to toga parties.
Yes, yes. They'll fit right in.
Well, yeah. Although maybe you shouldn't, because what if you lose him?
Oh yeah.
You don't want to lose him.
Lose Socrates.
You go back to the hotel with some random guy in a toga.
Like, dang it.
He's like, hey, so what's the meaning of life? And he's just like, huh?
Oh, you're not Socrates. Like
you ain't so great.
You don't want to be the guy who lost Socrates. Like that would be the worst spring break ever. Is that basically it's just remembered for you having lost Socrates?
Like in the history books, it's just and then Andrew Savage lost him.
Remember when Socrates came back and then Andrew lost him?
That's what Socrates. Haven't you read a history book? That's what happened.
Oh, I guess I haven't.
I just realized I don't know how Socrates died, so that's why I assumed happened.
Socrates died by.
Didn't he drink hemlock?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
so
forced
Athens
to.
was gonna be like Athens was all like, "Hey, we're gonna put you to death," and he was like, "Joke's on you. Here's some poison I'm drinking."
Yeah.
That's the abridged version.
Xenophon and Plato said he had an opportunity to escape, but he wouldn't because he would not go against what he said. Something like that. Oh, you know what? Let's just talk about philosophy.
Okay.
Nah.
Socrates.
What
about I think you get to pick Bill and Ted. Like,
oh, I think that would be necessary. I would.
You get to do it with Bill and Ted. So
I had a Bill and Ted kind of experience.
Wait, what?
Not really, but I met someone who reminded me from Bill and Ted, pretty much.
Oh,
I was at this restaurant and I'm like, "Hey, I want a burger, but can I get onion rings?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure, man." And he comes back to me like 5 minutes later. He's like, and I quote, "Dude, we're out of onion rings. Sorry, brah. I was like, what?
Sorry, brah.
I'm sorry, bro. We're out of onion rings. I'm like flabbergasted in so many ways. Like, how do you out of onion rings?
That's when you look at Socrates and you're like, Socrates, if they're out of onion rings, what's the point of living?
and then he pushes your head under the deep fryer, and then when you come up, he's like, when you were gasping for air and oil was burning your nostrils and your mouth, and you wanted to breathe, that's what you need in order to receive true knowledge.
Yeah, either that or he's just going to pass you a cup of hemlock juice.
No, you don't drink anything that Socrates hands you. You just don't do it.
First rule of Socrates, don't drink anything he hands you. So, what is a really lame location to spend your spring break?
Easy answer. Idaho.
Yeah, you are Daho. I agree.
Hey!
Have you been in Idaho on spring break?
Why would I go to Idaho on a spring break? I was just answering the question.
I was wondering if you're speaking from personal experience.
Like I've been to Idaho before.
You're just thinking during spring break, I don't want to be here.
Yeah. Like, I mean, it's marginally okay at the best of times, like when it's not spring break.
I feel like spring break in Idaho is just potato planting season.
Everybody come home from school, plant the potatoes.
Let's get wild and crazy.
Let's get these tubers in the earth.
So, fun story. I did spend spring break in Idaho last year.
How was it?
How many potatoes did you plant?
There's not as many potatoes here as you think there are.
That could still be a lot of potatoes.
Even if it's only half as many, that's still a lot of potatoes.
No, so the Daredevil just came out on Netflix, so I watched that and ate pizza for like a week. That was it.
You know, I revised my answer. Idaho doesn't seem that bad.
So, like, all my friends were gone, so I was just like, I had like the apartment to myself for a week.
Was there still like snow on the ground?
No, there's no snow on the ground. It did snow last night, but that has nothing to do with it.
I mean, that's pretty close to spring break.
Whatever.
Well, I guess he's
sorry, I don't have a story to go with making fun of Idaho. I couldn't pass up the opportunity.
All right. Well, then let's go to Andrew's answer.
Is your answer also Idaho?
No, it's gonna be Adam's mom's house.
Oh, dang.
No, that's not my answer. But that's pretty funny.
I hear she bakes pies.
Dude, that does sound pretty good.
She doesn't make pies for people who insult her favorite son.
Wait, we didn't insult her favorite son. Just you.
I mean, not this time, no, but at other points in your lives.
Back on track, Andrew.
The worst place to have spring break is, I don't know. I feel like spring break is such an awesome time that it's hard not to enjoy it in some way. But I feel like the worst place to have spring break would be 1981 Soviet Russia.
It's like place and time.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I guess that's worse than Idaho.
Yeah. In Soviet Russia, spring breaks you. That's right. Like the break is completely different. It's like when you finally lose your mind because you've been trapped in a snow-covered tundra for 7 months.
You have to smuggle your spring break playlist in on a cassette that's hidden in the lining of your jacket.
It's like a spring break that could only be narrated by Werner Herzog. It's like Werner Herzog.
Man. Can you imagine the Russian beaches during spring break?
Well, like it's like a lot of work because you got to cut the beach out. Like you got to cut the ice to make the beach. Because before it's a skating rink. All of our Russian listeners would be so upset. But our Ukrainian listeners...
They'll be good. They're like, yeah, make fun of Russia.
Yeah, screw those guys. If you are Russian and you're listening to this, tell us about your spring breaks, how they work out there. But like if they get too crazy, I don't keep it like Rated PG, please. I don't know what you guys do in your saunas. Yeah, Russia would be. I just feel like if out of all the places on the earth, Russia is a place I don't want to visit.
I hear it's cool.
Yeah, no, that's accurate.
Like, there's no reason I would ever want to go there.
Like, I can't think of, like, when you think of Russia, you're not like, yeah, they've got some nice architecture there.
I mean, I guess it is, but I can just see a picture of it. Like, it's
Like, the only one I can think of is like those weird bulbous buildings in Moscow or St. Petersburg.
the ones that look like Christmas ornaments.
Yeah, like I could go see those, but I mean, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, like the whole time you'd have to be worried about, like, you know, the KGB. So that's not fun.
Am I allowed to criticize this architecture, or the KBG going to arrest me? That's not what I want to think about on a spring break.
Yeah, well, I mean, hey, if you like dog sledding, it's a pretty good place for dog sledding, probably. And sturgeon. I mean, hey, look, you can have as much caviar as you want. There's no bread to put it on, so you just have to eat it with your hand.
No,
Like you're just like licking a caviar tin.
Soviet Russia would be really difficult for me because I complain about everything all of the time. I would get arrested so fast in Russia.
I don't think you fit in, man.
They'd be like, "Hey, you want some hemlock juice?" I'm like, probably the
Then
best.
your spring break is suddenly transferred to Siberia. Welcome to spring break in the taiga. Whose turn? Oh, is this my turn?
Yeah.
I was gonna say Antarctica, but I'm not going to say that now because I think the worst place to spend spring break is at school.
Oh.
That's pretty rough.
Like, cause like it's just like a constant reminder that everyone else doesn't have to be here, but you do. It's like summer school, but almost worse because it's not like a thing. So like, imagine if you had like a job as the janitor, like a night janitor at your school.
Oh.
You can't leave. So you just mop a whole lot of empty halls. That would be the worst.
So you're saying the worst place to spend spring break is being an adult?
It's funny because like, so I work for a school and everybody's been asking me, oh, what are you doing for spring break? And I'm like, nothing. I'm still coming into work because I don't get spring break, like, because I have stuff to do, and everyone just looks so. It's like what I imagine people look like when you tell them you have cancer. Like, I'm not going to see the end of this year. Like, the face they make at me when I tell them I'm not going on spring break is just that devastating. Like, they feel so sad for me.
They're like, how can I help you live like you were dying?
Yeah, they're like putting my name in at Make-A-Wish Foundation and stuff like that. Guys, it's not that bad. It's actually kind of nice.
I don't think they're really worried about you. It's like they saw their own mortality flash before their eyes. Like, oh, mate, there's a chance that I may have to also work on spring break sometime in my life. And they realize how terrible that is. Like when you go to a funeral and you're like, oh, I might die someday. It's like that.
Right. It just made it all real for them.
Just like for a split second, you were a mirror of their own adulthood.
Yes. The fickleness of human beings in their lives.
Like in that moment, they realize spring break is a construct that's slowly being deconstructed around them.
I just look at them and I'm all like scruffing. I'm like, live it up now while you can.
Try and be happy now because it's not lasting forever.
I'm just gonna dress up during spring break, like one of the soldiers in Bastogne during the Battle of the Bulge. It's just been trapped in a foxhole for just weeks and weeks on end and frozen and stubble everywhere. And I've got like random bandages holding parts of my fatigues together, you know? And I'm just like with an empty pewter dish and a spoon, and it's all crackling and hitting each other in my hand. And I'm just like, listen to me, get out while you can. That'd be fun.
Sounds like a hoot. My question is, just on the heels of that negativity, let's end the podcast on a positive note.
Hey.
What is your ideal vacation?
I actually described it earlier when I stayed in Idaho for spring break. And that's eating pizza and watching Netflix by myself.
What kind of, was it pizza or pizza rolls? Because those are two very different things.
It is two different things, but in this case it was pizza.
Was it like, did you order like many different pizzas? Like did the delivery guy like know you by name?
Did you become a connoisseur of the local pizzeria?
That did happen. But I only ordered like 2 or 3 large pizzas, and I had it stretched for like 5 or 10 days.
Right, because you get cold pizza.
Yeah.
This is like a sidebar to this. But when I got in my scooter accident in St. Louis, and I was out for like a 2 weeks, maybe like a week or two.
Were you wild?
Because like I had these like really bad road rash on my legs and knees and on my arm. And so like I couldn't really move them. I had to keep them bandaged and just like sit all day. So I would like sit and watch old comedy sketches on my laptop, like watch like Laurel and Hardy and stuff like that. But Abbott and Costello, you know. And I would just order a pizza a day. 'Cause I had to like dole out my money, and I couldn't go to obtain the food. So the option was to order pizza from Papa John's. And like the Papa John's guy knew my name. He knew me because like for like 14 days in a row, I just ordered a pizza. It was really pathetic, but you know what? I got hooked up with that garlic sauce and those pepperoncini peppers, man.
Dude, nice. I did read an interesting fact the other day, and I read it, so it must be true.
Right.
But vasectomies, the operations go up 50% during March Madness, because the people getting the surgery want to be able to just sit around and watch the whole time. So
they want an excuse
until
for being able
time.
to just do that. It's devious.
That is the weirdest fact I have ever heard.
Yep. It's like the entire book of Freakonomics.
I read it. It's true.
Like, I feel like I should do something with that information, but it feels like it should mean something, but it doesn't.
This means like...
It most decidedly does not.
It just means that people are willing to go through a surgery.
As long as there's pizza?
As long as it results in hot wings and basketball.
Or people are just a lot better at planning than they let on. They're like, oh, I'm going to get a vasectomy, but I should really wait for March Madness so that I can sit and watch that the whole time.
Yeah, but if you'd think if they were that good at planning, they wouldn't need a vasectomy.
My ideal vacation is kind of like Andrew's, because I would like to be alone in a large, warm cabin in the mountains. I would like that cabin to have a large dining room, and it would have many auxiliary rooms and a really good kitchen and a staff to clean up and take care of things. And I could just stay there by myself. I could go fishing in the morning, come in, cook that day's catch. I could go hunt some deer or elk or something, and come back, and I could be by myself. But then I could also like invite some friends up to like come over for the night, and we'll have dinner. We'll have a wonderful time in the mountains, and we can all sit around a big fireplace made out of antlers, and we can just enjoy each other's company in this piney, beautiful place. And then you can all leave. like I like that option. I like the option of being able to spend time with people, but being proximate to my bed. So that I can just, and it's a big enough place where I can just leave them. Like I have realized I am done with this evening, and I'm going to sleep down the hall.
That's it.
No, that sounds amazing. Can we record a special 3 Guys 3 Questions Aaron's Cabin episode?
We just stay up making s'mores.
We stay up making s'mores and podcasts.
I really want to go to the mountains now. I've always wanted to live in a log cabin. which is funny because my grandma was born in a log cabin, and she always said that like it was a bad thing. And I always thought like, oh, that's pretty sweet. Like it's so weird how times have changed so much. It's like, I just want to get back to a log cabin. Like, why did we keep moving up in the world? We should just like, we got to the log cabin, stay there.
Yeah.
It's
There's got to be
amazing.
there's got to be some things that aren't great about log cabins. Like insulation might not be that good.
Termites, maybe.
Also, they catch on fire when they hit by lightning.
Well, okay. But there's that. But have you considered...
What about the lack of foundation?
Well, okay. But what about like literally being able to turn any surface of your wall into a place where you hang something instantly? Because like it's not, I don't know. It's
Just put Velcro on your walls.
well, you nobody like you can just hit a nail into it and you're like, there you go, it's ready to go.
But
or
also,
like,
moss could grow on your walls.
right? You could grow grass on the roof.
No, wait, I was counting that as a bad thing, but I take it back. That's cool.
Oh no, yeah, I thought it was a good thing. See, this is what's wrong with me. All the negatives, I'm like, it's pretty cool. I mean, like you get to see mice more often.
You could grow wheat on your roof and then harvest it for bread, and you could have roof bread.
roof bread. And you can just like make a big old fireplace. Like to me, being in like a cozy log cabin with a fireplace, like a roaring fire, is just like, that sounds like heaven. Like if I get to heaven and God's like, Aaron, you made it, and he lets me in, and it's like a giant vast metropolis of busy people moving around, I'd be like, do I have to? Like, but if he's like, Aaron, come into heaven, and it's like a cozy log cabin and my friends are there and I can go to sleep in a room when I want, that's the best.
Guys, I thought about today the other day. I'm like, I need to find a way I can carry a hammock with me at all times.
I've thought about designing a backpack that turns into a hammock.
I think I could do it.
What do you guys think?
I mean,
What do you mean? What do you mean you don't think you don't believe me?
no, I'm thinking about that would be a good idea. I'm trying to think how you would do it.
Oh, I've already got the idea, but I'm not telling anybody
You
because
could call it ham pack. No, that's something different.
back mock.
Back mock? Pack mock?
Yeah, I don't think that one is going to advertise itself.
Adam, what's your ideal vacation?
So mine's kind of like yours, Aaron. Like I don't know. I just kind of want to get away from what I'm doing now. So like, I don't want to. My ideal vacation isn't sitting around and watching Netflix all day because that's what I do anyway.
Right.
Like maybe it would be nice to do it on a vacation because I wouldn't have like the stress of the fact that I was putting things off, like constantly looming over me. But also, it's just like a thing that I already do. So I would love
because it's replaced with the stress of I'm wasting my vacation. It's the same. I mean, it'll always be there. Trust me.
Yeah, so I would love to go down to Moab not for a week. A week is too much camping, but like 3 days, I think would be awesome. And just like with maybe
in southern Utah.
Yeah, southern Moab and southern Utah. Maybe one or two other people, but like not a big group of people. I hate camping in groups of people because then people start stressing out about logistics, and it's like, no, we're relaxing.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yes, but have we decided in exactly what way and fashion we will relax?
It's like, no,
Here,
you're gonna
look at this spreadsheet.
So yeah, so probably, I mean, like just me for like 3 days, I think down in Moab would be awesome. And just like put my phone away, get away from like the computer and just like bring a book and maybe like a notepad or something just in case. And then just like go hiking around the beauty of southern Utah.
It's basically like going to Mars.
It really is. Like, have you seen
with like juniper bushes?
Have you seen, speaking of other planets, have you seen Galaxy Quest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know that part where Tim Allen's fighting a rock monster?
Mm-hmm.
That was filmed in a real place called Goblin Valley. And those weird rock formations, those rocks that kind of look like mushrooms, they're just like rocks on these dirt piles.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, hey, that's weird. Those are real things.
Wow.
Yep.
And I've been there and it's awesome.
What do you do for shade out there? You have to bring your own shade.
Like an umbrella.
Okay.
So pretty much you just want to pretend like you're in The Martian, the movie, The Martian for 3 days.
You just want to be in the middle of nowhere.
I feel like 3 days is good because 3 days is like you can bring enough food for 3 days pretty easy. And like you won't go crazy in 3 days.
Do you like mountain bike?
Mountain biking.
Do you rock climb?
Maybe not so much. I'm not like a big rock climber, but like hiking is wonderful down there. And Arches National Park is down there. And that's amazing. Have you ever seen Delicate Arch?
What happened to the article there?
What article?
Oh no, is it like iPad?
It's just.
Have you seen Delicate Arch?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's just called Delicate Arch.
Yeah, no, I'm upset, but that's not your fault.
It's the arch formation that's on all of the Utah license plates.
Yes.
Seeing that in person is incredible, and I just want to spend 3 days down there, just like chilling.
Nice.
And just looking at the rocks because rocks.
I watched an episode of Survivor Man where he was out there.
Yeah, but I don't want to be there for a week, and I don't want to be surviving. I don't want to be Survivor Manning.
You've got I'm gonna bring some corn chips.
I'm gonna bring some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Nice.
That does sound like a struggle.
I don't know, and like maybe one day I'll be like, yeah, I'll rent a really nice Jeep and go like driving in the rocks and stuff. That'd be cool too.
The best thing after you've appreciated the rocks is to just run them all over. That's what I like to do.
I have appreciated the rocks, and now I'm.
This is nice. This is nice. No one else can feel this. I must reserve this moment for myself. Yeah. Moab. Moab. That just always reminds me of some sort of like Old Testament painting of like Elijah wandering out in the desert when I see Moab. So I never think of it as like, yeah, it sounds like a fun place to hang out. I'm sure it is
after an Old Testament place.
That's true. Is it Moses' wife is from there?
Yeah.
One of his wives. Let's talk about polygamy in this episode. Southern Utah, so
yeah, it's appropriate.
Well, thanks for listening. Remember, your ratings fuel us, so please rate and share the show wherever you listen to it. You can subscribe to receive new episodes the moment they're released by going to 3g3q.co/subscribe. A big thank you to our supporters on patreon.com. Sign up to get access to exclusive stuff like unreleased episodes, deleted scenes, haikus, and much more. We'd also love to hear from you, so where can people get a hold of y'all?
I'm on Twitter at @A_Sav. I'm also at Peach by the same name.
I'm on Twitter at @AdamKid, and that's everything you need to know about internet stalking me.
I'm on everything all over at Aaron LM Goodwin. And I need you to follow me because I keep vacillating between like 470 and 469 followers, and like I don't like it. It needs to be moving in a direction. I'm not saying which direction. Hopefully it's more, but this going back and forth thing is just stressing me out. Because it's like one person unfollowed me and I don't know who it is. But then someone follows me again. It's just the worst. Other than that, I want you to remember that even though it's a red solo cup, if you're partying with Socrates, check for hemlock. I also want you to remember that in Soviet Russia, spring break you. Strong like ox. I also want you to remember that s'mores make every social interaction at least 10% more enjoyable. And I also want you to remember to question everything. Blast off.
Would you be upset if I clapped instead?
Did you clap when you started it? How did you do that with two hands? That's amazing. Do you ever meet those people who can clap with one hand? Like,
this is all crazy.
I get. I can do that snapping thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if that translates. Theater of the mind.
So much.
Well, okay, let's clap. 5, 4, 3, 2. Tick, 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 tick.
Tic tac toe.
Remember when we did that episode about theme parks and how awesome that was.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Like thinking about that one just makes me happy.
You know what's really funny?
It's an up-down ride.
My
Up-down ride.
My roommate is he's studying PR, which is cool.
Uh-huh.
Like that's a thing that I wouldn't be able to stand doing. And
That's like a really messed up way of putting it down.
anyway,
Okay, studying PR.
and he
More
was
like
saying
PU. Go ahead.
my
Sorry.
that-
I may have a
He was
mental
on trip
problem.
down to Southern California, and they went to like Universal Studios and whatever, and they like went all around like these parks and stuff. And they met the people doing PR for the parks.
Oh.
And he comes back here and he was like, "Yeah, I think I want to go into park PR." And I was like, "That's cool." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna look into Lagoon." And I was like, "Hold on, wait, just pause." I was like, "That's the one with Bulgy, the up and down ride."
I wonder if there's other states that have like weirdly, oddly specific amusement parks.
Oh, I'm sure there are.
We have Bear World here.
Yeah, you do have Bear World. We have, well, I don't even know if we have it anymore, but remember Santa's Village?
Oh yeah, that thing's gone.
Santa left.
Santa's
He done packed up.
There's a town called Santa Claus, Indiana, that has a bunch of Christmas rides.
Oh. I think I saw a billboard for Santa Claus, Indiana one time.
And when I was a kid, I always wanted to go there, but my parents were like, "No."
That was a really succinct story.
straight to
There's
the
not
point.
many, like, there's really no other details.
Let's get straight to
Like,
it.
it's a story about a thing I never did, so.
So it makes sense that it ended with like leaving me feeling empty. Like
I mean, you should expect that now, just every time I open my mouth.
Let's do it.
I'm ready. I can do this.
All right.
Do it to it.
Okay, here we go. That sounds fun. I just hope that we all run into each other.
I think
Because I just like to see that world.
we won't even like talk to each other. We just look at each other, give each other a nod, and then
Yeah.
just keep going on
I
your
know.
adventure.
Well, and it's like nobody else would know what's going on, right? It's just like we know.
I do feel like my spring Vic, though, would be a learning experience for me, like teaching me how to enjoy myself.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now, like, I don't enjoy myself very much. And Oscar Wilde would be like, no. Just be happy. You're like, how, Oscar? How? It's like, let's go drive those Lamborghinis again.
All right. Well, that was a show. I just really want to go in a
I
cabin.
don't have any jokes about that. It just sounds nice.
So
But
I
like,
go to a cabin.
your cabin idea sounds. I could go to the cabin for much longer than 3 days. Like, I could go to the cabin for weeks.
I could live there.
Yeah.
Like I could live there in that situation and just have people up. I just have always wanted to like be in a situation where I don't ever have to go to anybody.
You
Like
could
I
just
never have
send,
to leave.
like, missives to people, like, you are cordially invited to the cabin.
Right. That would be, and everyone would be like, yes.
Yes.
And so everybody always is happy to be there. Oh, yeah. It's like every time people are coming home for Christmas. It's that same feeling, you know? That's what I want. Yep.